So it's apple season here in Michigan, and I've been getting some apples. So I cut some up, put them in my crock pot to make some applesauce. So you just core them. I just cut them up with skins on. I put them in the crock pot for about 4 hours or so until they're all smooth, cooked down. And then I use my food processor. I get my water going to warm up the jars. And I just ladle my cooked apples into the food processor, and that just kind of blends them together and removes the skin. And it's pretty easy to use. Richard helped me do that part. He thought was pretty fun. And then we're left with just the skins in the food processor. And there's the applesauce. Now you want to keep it warm. You want it to be simmering as you're putting it in the hot jars. So you wash and clean your jars. Make sure you don't have no cracks or anything in the top or smooth tops. So then you just carefully ladle the hot applesauce into your hot jars, like so. With the applesauce, you want to leave about a 1/2 inch headspace. So headspace is from the rim, the top of your jar, to where your food starts. You just kind of tour around trying to get any air bubbles that are stuck in there out. And so I had too much in that jar, kind of loaded them down a little bit. So again, you want about a 1/2 inch headspace. So I had 4 full jars. So then the next thing you do is you're going to clean the tops off really good, and put your lids and rings up. Make sure those are nice and clean as well. Now when you tighten them down, you just want to finger tighten them. So you don't want to really tighten down really hard, just until the lid just kind of stops. It's down, but it stops, and you don't want it too tight. Otherwise the lid could buckle due to the heat. And then you put it in your water bath canner. You want to have about 1 inch to 2 inches of water on top of your jars. Once it comes to a rolling boil like that, you can set your timer for 20 minutes and put your lid on. After 20 minutes, turn your timer off, turn your heat off, and just take your lid off, let the water settle down for a while. And you pull them out carefully, set them on a towel, and let them cool off. And they're very hot, so be very careful. Make sure you set them on a towel, because you set them on a cold counter, they could break. So I did 2 batches of apples in the crock pot, and I put 8 jars, or 8 pints, 8 jars of applesauce. They all sealed, thank goodness. I also had 2 jars that I didn't have quite enough to fill up, so those are in the refrigerator. In fact, the kids ate one for lunch today. So when you store your applesauce, after they're sealed, you want to check the lids. Just lift up on the lids, and they don't come off like that. Then they're good and sealed, and you want to leave them with the rings off. That way you don't get what's called a false seal. So they look like they're sealed, and then they could be kind of sealed, but they're not really, and they're going to have stuff in them. But if they're sealed like this, and you leave them with the rings off, 1, it's easier to open, and 2, you don't have a false seal. So if you come to get it off the shelf and the button's popped, don't eat it. So all you have to do is just to label it applesauce and the year, which is 2023, and put it on the shelf. You want to keep it in a fairly cool, dark place so the sun doesn't get it. But that's how I make applesauce. So there's 8 jars go in our pantry for the year. Yay! Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.